Appropriations Committee, we deal with the funding of countries around the world.
IMET funds for Indonesia came through the foreign affairs side of the Congress.
Lembaga legislatif di Amerika Serikat atau Kongres menggunakan sistem bicameral. Artinya Kongres terdiri dari majelis tinggi yaitu Senat dan majelis rendah atau Dewan Perwakilan Rakyat. Pemirsa, saya Santi Ruyastuti akan menemani Anda memahami cara Kongres Amerika membuat undang-undang. Yang unik, rakyat atau konstituen dari seorang senator atau anggota DPR bisa berperan langsung dalam mengubah sebuah rancangan undang-undang. Setelah membahas proses pembuatan undang-undang, kita akan telusuri proses pemetaan ulang distrik-distrik atau redistricting di negara bagian Texas. Sebuah rancangan undang-undang yang disusun Senat dan DPR Amerika umumnya melalui tahap otorisasi kebijakan sebelum memasuki tahap pengalokasian atau apropriasi anggarannya.
Well, in the Congress, there are authorizing committees, as is the International Relations Committee, and what they do is more policy, structure, different things internationally. Each committee in the Congress, whether it be housing or education, have an authorizing committee that does the policy part of that subject, and then the appropriations has committees that deal with the money part of those very same subjects. So for international relations policy, the appropriations money committee is called Foreign Operations. It's a $20 billion committee this week, and this year, and that changes from year to year depending on what kind of resources are available.
Di antara bantuan dana luar negeri Amerika yang dialokasikan Komisi Apropriasi, ada bantuan yang dianggarkan melalui Departemen Luar Negeri Amerika yang disebut sebagai International Military Education and Training atau IMET. Program ini melatih perwira-perwira angkatan bersenjata dari bermacam-macam negara, termasuk dari Tentara Nasional Indonesia atau TNI. Kongres membekukan program IMET untuk TNI sejak 1992 karena pembantaian Santa Cruz di Timur Timur. Tahun 1991, seorang wartawan lepas dari Amerika bersaksi di Kongres bahwa anggota TNI melepaskan tembakan membabi buta ke arah rakyat Timur Timur di pemakaman Santa Cruz. Namun pada tahun 1998, Amerika tidak lagi memberikan pelatihan militer yang mematikan kepada TNI. Ini dipicu oleh tuduhan Amerika bahwa oknum-oknum TNI melakukan pelanggaran hak asasi manusia di Timur Timur seusai referendum di sana.
And I actually favor IMET. I think it's a good program. Argued that it continues to be in our interest to bring Indonesian military here and to expose them to different ideas, such as the role of the military in a democratic society. The opponents argued, look, you've been training them for a number of years, and look at these bad things that are happening. Therefore, it's not having any good effect.
Menurut Duta Besar Amerika Serikat untuk Indonesia di dalam wawancara dengan Metro TV tahun 2002, ada bantuan dana sebesar $400.000 Amerika untuk pelatihan militer Indonesia melalui program Enhanced IMET.
Finally, there is a $400,000 portion of a special kind of military training that's actually only made available for civilians. It sounds kind of funny to have military training for civilians, but what it is what we call E-IMET, Enhanced IMET, and it is made available to have conferences, seminars, training courses, etc. for people like parliamentarians, NGOs, people from the civilian bureaucracy.
There was a small program that was resumed a few years later for what they call an expanded IMET. But those were courses that were limited to democratization and the role of the military in a democratic society.
Akhirnya, mendekati akhir tahun 2002, Kongres Amerika Serikat menyetujui untuk mengalokasikan $400.000 untuk TNI melalui program Expanded IMET tadi. Ini seperti disinggung oleh Senator Russell Feingold di dalam artikelnya yang dipublikasi oleh harian The Washington Post. Keinginan Kongres Amerika mengalokasikan kembali dana IMET ini juga dikatakan Dubes Alfred di dalam wawancara dengan Metro TV akhir tahun 2002.
Now, I should jump ahead and say that we also are watching very carefully a congressional process in Washington, which is heading in the direction of perhaps restoring professional military training proper for the the military itself. This is something that, as you know, has been suspended since 1999.
IMET funds for Indonesia came through the foreign affairs side of the Congress. That is
The foreign operations.
foreign operations,
Yeah.
exactly, where the appropriations bills are passed, foreign assistance, foreign military training, and similar programs. It did not come through the military side. Now, last year, at the Pentagon's instigation, $400,000 was put in the budget, in the military budget, for IMET training, and that was approved.
Sayangnya, program e-IMET ini kembali mengalami pembekuan akibat peristiwa tragis di penghujung bulan Agustus 2002.
And there was much shooting and screaming, and Bon Bon fell over, and he was dead.
The amendments explicitly permits Indonesian civilians and military personnel to participate in the expanded program.
I presented the amendment, and both amendments passed overwhelmingly from the House.